Ever wondered why a cherubic baby with a bow and arrow is the symbol of Valentine's Day? This curious emblem of love has a rich history that stretches back to ancient mythology. Originally, this figure was not the adorable cherub we know today, but a formidable deity named Eros in Greek mythology. Eros was a striking figure, often depicted as a handsome young man, embodying both love and lust. His lineage was divine, born of Aphrodite, the goddess of love, and sometimes said to be the son of Ares, the god of war. Eros wielded a powerful bow and arrows, not just for matchmaking, but for instilling an uncontrollable desire in his targets. This was not always seen as a benevolent act. For instance, when insulted by Apollo, Eros struck him with an arrow that caused him to fall hopelessly in love with Daphne, a naiad who transformed into a tree to escape Apollo's advances. Such stories showcased Eros as a figure to be both revered and feared. As centuries passed, the image of Eros evolved, especially under Roman influence, where he was known as Cupid. By the 4th century BCE, society's perception of this god of love had softened significantly. The Romans portrayed Cupid as a more benign and obedient child of Venus, the Roman counterpart of Aphrodite. This shift towards a less aggressive portrayal was likely an attempt to make the god of love more appealing to the populace. During the Hellenistic period, artistic representations of Cupid began to show him as increasingly younger, eventually depicting him as the rosy-cheeked baby familiar in today's culture. This transformation was cemented during the Renaissance, with artists like Caravaggio and Nicolas Poussin portraying him as a cherubic infant, emphasizing innocence over his earlier, more fearsome traits. The association of Cupid with Valentine's Day, however, is a more modern development. Valentine's Day itself has murky origins, possibly as a feast day for Saint Valentine, a martyr, and was highlighted by Geoffrey Chaucer in the 14th century as a time for romantic love, particularly noted in his poem Parliament of Fowls. As the celebration of Valentine's Day grew, particularly with the popularization of exchanging cards in the 18th and 19th centuries, Cupid naturally found his way onto Valentine cards as a symbol of romance and affection. When Hallmark began mass-producing Valentine's Day cards in 1913, Cupid's status as a mascot for love was solidified. Today, Cupid is ubiquitous every February, symbolizing romantic love with his bow and arrow. From a fearsome deity to a beloved symbol of affection, Cupid's journey through mythology and history reflects the complex nature of love itself, blending elements of desire, beauty, and innocence. This Valentine's mascot, once a god of powerful desires, now inspires love and affection in a much gentler form.